The doctor should hold it from inside, not from outside. From inside, after sleeving it, the assistant should come behind the doctor and from the in front of the chest, inside that too, not outside. From inside, you just keep your hand and then pull it back and tie it. Clear? The assistant should not come in front. This is the thing. Since we don't have a gown, I am not explaining. Imagine what type of gloves is this? What type of gloves is this?
Diagnosis.
See, here it is clearly written single use latex examination gown. Single use for only one time use. After that, it has to be discarded. Latex means the type of material by which it is made. Clear? Latex. And examination. Only for diagnostic purpose you have to use this. For any surgical or any treatment purpose you are not supposed to use this. They might ask this. And now he will demonstrate how you are going to wear a glove. Right. So if you are given a surgical glove, fine. If surgical glove is given, it will be folded like this. Any surgical glove, if you strip it, it will be folded like this. Fine. Only examination glove is the unfolded one. Okay. So now you will demonstrate them. How to you just keep looking how he is holding. Okay, that is very important. No. First is okay. This is wrong. You have to inside from outside.
أول من داخل ها
See, all this gloving and all, usually they will not question you, but they will just see how you are gloving it. If anything wrong in the steps of gloving, your marks will go down. Any glove is having two surfaces. One is the outer and one is the inner. Which is sterile one? Sterile. Out. Because the outside only is going to come in contact with the patient mouth. So it is a sterile one. The inside is not sterile because it's going to come in contact with the dentist hand. Is it clear? Right. So imagine this is a surgical glove. This is folded. Right? When you fold this and keep, the inner asterile or non-sterile part will be seen outside. So the first glove which you are supposed to take is hold the outer surface like this. Okay. Now both the sides, here and here, inner surface. Here and here, I am holding only the inner surface, non-sterile surface. After this, I am carefully, until I finish this, I will hold only the non-sterile surface. Then I am just putting it. Imagine I am not putting all my fingers, okay? Okay. Imagine something, it is like this. I am not supposed to adjust anything. I have to just leave it off. Okay. I will try to take this glove
from outer side.
From inner side. From inner side. Okay. In this inner. So the finger of the gloved hand will be in contact with the sterile part. Clear? Then I will put my hand here. Now I will not come in contact with the non-sterile region, only the sterile area. Okay. Then I will try to adjust. Imagine this is also something out like this. I am not supposed to adjust. Now, after wearing both these things, you slowly adjust one by one. Okay? Now you can adjust. Is it clear?
Surgical.
Most probably in the exam they will give only this. In exam most probably they will give only this. But if they want to assess your knowledge about gloving, they might give surgical glove. Anything they might give. It depends upon Dr. Mukhtar or Dr. Ashwin, who is coming for exam. If this examination glove is coming, you just straight away pick from here. Pick one from here, and as usual, how you wear, you can just wear. No problem.
No folding.
No folding, it will not be folded. No need to fold and all. If it is folded, you can do, or else you can just wear. Okay? And take the other one, and with the single hand, don't adjust this at all. After wearing the glove, you can adjust. Any glove, that is the basic principle. After wearing this, you adjust anything like this. Okay? Your glove is torn, immediately discard it. The glove is torn, immediately discard. Okay? Don't wear with the, work with the torn glove. Fine. Now you are going to deglove it. You have worked on the patient, fully blood stain or saliva, everything. The way to deglove is hold the now the blood stained surface. Okay, this outer surface you just hold it. Don't put your finger from inside and hold it. This outer side near this wrist region, you hold it and slowly strip it. And this one you have to come from inside and then like this, so that in no steps your fingers will be in contact with saliva or blood. Then after that, slowly strip this and throw. Is it clear till now? Right. Now we will go with the types of syringes. There are so many types of syringes. How many types?
Disposing.
Okay, disposable, non-disposable. Then
Aspirating,
aspirating, non-aspirating.
vertical loading or
Okay, vertical, lateral. Then see, you just. I remember last time when I came, I gave you a tabulation. It is from Malamud. You just go through that. Most probably they will ask this question, I feel personally. Because last time the same question was asked, they did not write properly. So they might ask this time. So if you are not able to remember, don't worry. Now all the points what you told, you just write. Okay, all the points, even if it is not in order, no problem. You just write what all you know. Don't stop with that. And the types of syringes, some people they have written, your seniors they wrote the parts of each, the barrel, the needle adapter, thumb ring, finger rest, all these things they have written. These are all the parts. So have a clear cut difference between types and the parts. Is it clear? Okay. What type this falls under?
Non-aspirating.
Pardon?
Non-aspirating.
Okay, non-aspirating.
Meter.
Pardon? So first person to fail. Is this a non-aspirating?
no aspirating.
This is an aspirating. Okay. So be very clear. If you don't know, don't write.
Not self-aspirating.
Pardon?
Self-aspirating.
This is not self-aspirating. See, the very first thing is this is metallic. The basic is first is metallic with what it has been made. So this is metallic. And you can aspirate it. Aspirating syringe. Then I have told you in rifles, that long gun,
Cartridge style.
you will put the bullets. Is it clear? So that is called loading or breeching. So this is the breech type. Here also you are going to slide the cartridge. So breech loading. This is, you are doing it from the lateral side. So this is called lateral breech loading. And you have another type called, you can fold and do it. That is called vertical. Is it clear? Right. If you do not know anything, don't try to make big blunders like this. Okay? They will fail you. If at least if you don't write, no problem. If you write wrong, then you will be in trouble. Because this year,
There is written
pardon?
or questions.
Sure, there is a oral question. Viva, there is a Viva for you.
About anatomy
Practical.
also.
Pardon?
About anatomy.
Anything they might ask. Oral questions, anything they might ask. Both theory and practical combined together, anything they might ask. The reason is you're going to use anatomy in the patient. You're going to find the basic landmarks in the patient. For that reason, they will ask anything. Okay, fine. Then we will see about the parts. What is the topmost part? The threads.
neither adapting.
Needle adapter. This is
Syringe adapter.
this white part is called the syringe adapter. The reason is, don't write the other way. This is going to adapt to the syringe. So it is syringe adapter. And this is going to get the needle into this. So this is needle adapter. Fine. This one.
Bridge.
The body. See, if anything you don't know, most of the instruments you can apply the term body. Body. Okay. Body or barrel. This is called body or barrel of the syringe. Then this long one is harpoon. Arm. ARM. That is correct. What you are telling is correct. But another terminology is there in Malamed. What is a small gun called? What is small gun? The long gun is called rifle. Short, small gun, pocket gun, pistol. So this is called pistol or piston? Okay. What is this? Two sharp points.
No.
Harpoon.
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 هذا اللي تبع
What is the use of this harpoon?
for aspirate the
Load of the plant.
So this will go and hold the rubber plunger or rubber stopper of the cartridge, and it will aspirate. And these two rings, small rings, finger ring or finger rest. In certain things you don't have the ring. In those cases you call this a finger rest. Here it is a finger ring. And what ring is this?
thumb
Thumb ring. When you're taking the syringe into the, this is very important question of Dr. Mukhtar. If Dr. Mukhtar is coming, he will ask this question. When you take the syringe into the patient mouth to inject, the thumb should always rest behind the ring, thumb ring. It should not, see, can you see? I'm keeping it in front, now at the back. Okay? So when you insert like this, it should not be in front. It should be at the back. While you inject, not insert. While you inject only, it should come forward. Unless it should be behind. Okay? The reason is, when you keep it in front, without your knowledge, few drops of local anesthesia will get into your mouth. So this local anesthesia is having bitter taste. So the patient might shake his head. So unexpectedly you might prick the patient soft palate or throat, anything. So just to avoid this accident, the thumb should always be at the back of the thumb ring. Is it clear till now? We'll see about the parts of the syringe. What is this? Cover or cap? Anything. Both are the same. Right? So this is the syringe.
Needed.
Can you just tell me the dimension of this?
About 27.
Okay, 27 then? 27 what? Millimeters?
Gauge.
Kilometer? Gauge. Fine. Then? Read. What is
بعدها 25. 27, 25.
Then 0.4 into 2. So 25 millimeters. The 27 gauge it means the thickness. The unit is gauge.
Diameter.
Diameter. Clear? And 0.4 is the same, but in a different unit. It is in millimeters. So the thickness is 0.4 millimeters or 27 gauge. In both this green and this blue, both are 27 gauge. The thickness of both these needles, and also there is another one we have, red maroon color sticker. That is also written 27G and 0.4. Okay, so these two means it is the 27 gauge. So both the thickness are same or both the diameters are same. It is 0.4 millimeters. And behind this, it is at the last, it is written in the blue color. It is written 35 millimeters, and in green color it is written 25 millimeters. In the maroon or the red color, it is written 21. This is green color is 25. Blue color is 35. 35, 25, and the red color is 21. The longest is the 35. So this is what we need for inferior alveolar nerve block. Other than inferior alveolar nerve block, now you are going to use only short needle. Any infiltration or any block in the upper jaw. The major blocks and all you will use long needle. So don't confuse with long needle right now.
دكتور طيب for infraorbital short or long?
Short.
Only inferior.
It is 25 millimeters. 25 millimeters. Okay. Short. Posterior superior alveolar, it is short. Dawood, you can stand behind the wall also. Okay, fine. The 25 millimeter, 35 millimeter, and 21 millimeter. This represents the length of the needle from the tip, of the needle till the hub. This length alone is 35 millimeters. 35. I'm just talking about the dimensions. Okay. Is it clear till now? Yeah. Fine. Now we'll see about the part. What is the tip of the needle called? Bevel. Bevel means there is a slanting cut. The reason for bevel, why it is bevel?
Easy insert.
Insertion is easy and pain will be less. If it is not beveled, imagine it is like this. If you inject like this, it will be more painful and difficult. If it is beveled, at the point will be
Easier penetration.
sharp. So penetration is easy, pain will be less. Okay. This long thing is called shaft. The attachment to the plastic is called hub. And this white part,
adapter syringe adapter.
syringe adapter. This one, cartridge penetrating end. Cartridge penetrating end, because this is going to penetrate the cartridge like this. Clear?
Clear.
That's why. Is it clear till now? The most weakest part in this needle is hub. Why it is made weakest? By itself it's not weak. It has been made to be weak in this hub region. Why?
Why?
They are manufacturing all the needles in such a way it is
Is it hold?
weak in the hub region. Why?
Flexible?
Easy to fold?
Yeah.
I can fold here also. It's very easy. More than folding here, it's very easy for me.
Because more longer.
Pardon?
More longer. Broken inside the mouth. Easy to remove.
Easy to retrieve. See, you're inserting this. This is a very fine needle. Unexpectedly, you're hitting the bone this way or that way. By mistake, it is fractured. Imagine it is fracturing in this region. Half of the needle is fractured. It is inside. Is it clear? See, I'm inserting fully. The whole of the needle I'm inserting into the soft tissue. But the fracture is in the half of the needle. Do you understand? So from the outer surface of the soft tissue until you reach the fracture site, it will be more deeper. You cannot find the tip outside. If it is fractured in the hub, the tip will be only the area where you are penetrating, where you have inserted. Is it clear? Able to understand?
Yes.
Beyond the hub, your needle cannot get into the soft tissue. how much ever you insert, only till hub the needle can insert into can be inserted into the soft tissue. So if at all it is fracturing, it will fracture only the hub region. So the fractured part will be near the surface area. So you can remove it easily, retrieve it easily. For that reason only the hub has been made weak. Any doubt till now? Now we will see about the parts of the cartridge. What is this white color in the middle is called? Rubber dam or
diaphragm.
rubber diaphragm. What is this yellow color one? Cap. What metal? Aluminum cap. What is this called glass part? Tube or body or barrel, anything you can call. This grey one? Rubber plug or rubber plunger, rubber stopper, anything. So basic. Okay. What is the volume of solution?
1.8.
1.8. If you don't remember, you just see. For any medicine, it will be given how much of solution is present or how much of ointment is present in the tube. So it is clearly written it is 1.8 ml. And here if you see, it is written what drug is inside, the concentration 2% and the expiry date. Here the expiry date is there, and also if you take it vertically, there are some graduations. Okay, horizontal graduations. If you see from the top, it is 0.6,
0.8,
0.9, 1.2, 1.5. Below it is not given, on top it is not given. Clear? So each segment which is given is 0.3 ml. Below 1.5 till the upper part of the rubber stopper it is 0.3. But on top alone
0.6.
you have 0.6. Is it clear? And it is color coded. This is brown, and we don't have green. There are other color codings. Green. It depends upon the pardon? Presence of adrenaline, just to easily identify. When you are working in a clinic, it's always not necessary to check whether it is adrenaline is present or not. Just for easy identification, you can use the color coding, whether adrenaline is present or not. For that reason alone, they are used. Is it clear?
Dr. Brown or green one?
The adrenaline is present in brown in our college.
In here, now
This is with adrenaline. Green is plain without any vasoconstrictor. Is it clear? Any doubt till now?
scrubbing, huh?
يسوي هنا
Yeah.
باك.
Scrubbing.
What kind of
Scrub bath for a long time. Scrubbing is over. Now we will see about just a few basic anatomy. The upper teeth, upper anterior segment, which contains central incisor, lateral incisor, and canine. They are supplied by which nerve? Pardon? Anterior superior alveolar nerve. The middle segment, the premolars, the first and the second upper premolars are supplied by the
middle superior
superior alveolar nerve. Yes, good. Upper first molar, mesial-buccal root, is supplied by the middle superior alveolar. The rest, there is a distobuccal root, palatal root, and first and second molar supplied by the posterior superior alveolar nerve. When you want to give a block for the posterior superior alveolar nerve, okay, this will anesthetize the third molar, second molar, first molar, except the mesial-buccal root of the upper first molar. This is very important MCQ question.
Okay.
Is it clear? And premolars, if you give infraorbital nerve block, middle superior alveolar nerve block we are not going to use usually. Okay. If you give infraorbital nerve block, it will anesthetize the first premolar till the midline of one side. Is it clear?
What about anterior?
Including the anterior. Including the anterior.
In one side.
On one side. This is on the buccal surface alone, posterior superior albula nerve and infraorbital nerve block. If you want to anesthetize the palate, go for greater palatine nerve block.
Lesser palatine.
Lesser palatine nerve block we are not going to deal with because it is going to supply only the soft palatine.
Incisive block. Incisive block.
Incisive nerve block. Or nasopalatine.
From canine to
If you
canine.
give canine to canine. Clear? Nasopalatine nerve block, one injection will anesthetize the anterior part of the palate, canine to canine. Greater palatine nerve block, all the hard palate from posterior till the first premolar region on one side.
Two-thirds of the palate.
Two-thirds of the palate. Posterior two-thirds of the hard palate. Is it clear till now? Now we'll see about infiltration. There are two techniques. As per Malamed, you are going to follow parallel technique. But as a student here, you are requested to follow 45 degree. So the horizontal imaginary line will be the mucobuccal fold, height of the mucobuccal fold. Any two, example, incisor you are taking, it is the same. Molars you are taking, you are going to give the infiltration for third molar, the same. The horizontal imaginary line is the mucobuccal fold. And you have to have a vertical line just for intersection. This vertical line is always the long axis of the tooth, center of the tooth, long axis of the tooth. Clear? Middle of the tooth, midline of the tooth, you have to draw a line. So this intersection, you will insert the needle. And most of you, when you give 45 degree, you are trying to come from down like this. If you come from down like this and inject, it will not reach the 45 degree. It will be parallel only. Okay? So come from top. Imagine if he is sitting, you just come from top like this. Don't come from down like this. Not nerve block, infiltration. Right? And
So if I do in parallel, it's good or?
parallel, according to Malamed, that is the most suggested technique.
Okay.
The reason why we are not following 45 degree in a general practice, it is more painful. Because when you give 45 degree, it will come in contact with the bone, and the post-operative complication also will be expected. The pain, nothing other than that. And parallel technique, you will not come in contact with the bone, so less pain comparatively. But the disadvantage is it might enter, the needle might enter into the nasal cavity, floor of the nasal cavity, it might enter. Just to avoid this complication, as a student, just practice with 45 degree here, so that you will not enter into the floor of the nasal cavity. Is it clear? When you go for the mandibular anterior region infiltration, you can do parallel. Nothing wrong in it, because there are no major structures or important structures that you might damage. So go parallel, nothing wrong in it. Is it clear? If you want to give a palatal infiltration, all the posterior teeth, you have to come from the opposite direction. In sense, even for premolars and molars, come from the opposite direction. Okay? From the free gingival margin towards the midline, come approximately 5 to 8 millimeters towards the midline from the free gingival margin. Just by practice, if you keep seeing, you can just mildly differentiate. In the palate, if you see towards the gingiva, the tissues will be very tightly adherent to the bone, underlying bone. But once you come towards the midline,
Like elevation.
you can just identify by experience, it will be slightly loose in that, slightly comparatively, slightly loose once you come towards the midline. So that is the area where you are going to give. But in theory, if you see without experience, take from the free gingival margin 5 to 8 millimeters towards the midline of the palate from the opposite direction. But for incisors and canine, it will be difficult to come from the opposite. You have to opposite me. You have to come from the throat only. It's not possible. Try to angulate and give. At the most possible, don't give parallel. Just ask the patient to open his mouth widely. Try to angulate and give. Is it clear till now?
Perpendicular.
Perpendicular to be. Is it clear till now?
Okay.
The most important complication of posterior superior alveolar nerve block is hematoma. Okay, you will pierce the pterygoid venous plexus and from this blood will come out, hemorrhage, internal hemorrhage will be there, and immediately you can find a big swelling. Okay, so when you give posterior superior alveolar nerve, just to prevent this, you have to take only short needle. For this reason, only posterior superior alveolar nerve, short needle. Is it clear? Infraorbital nerve block, posterior superior alveolar nerve block, you have to follow 3 planes. Once you insert from the second molar, upper second molar, the barrel of the syringe should be at 45-degree angles to 3 planes. One is the occlusal plane, buccal plane, long axis of the tooth. These 3 planes, it will be at 45 degree. That is, the tip of the needle will go upward, inward and backward. These 3 directions if you follow, the tip of the needle will lie just next to the nerve before it enters into the foramen. So when you keep in that direction, it will have 45-degree angle to all the 3 planes. Is it clear till now?
Yeah.
Right. Infraorbital nerve block, you will take the first premolar into consideration. First you, below the infraorbital rim, you feel for the infraorbital foramen with the
5
index
millimeter
finger.
below the margin of
Yes.
the margin.
With your index finger, you just feel for it. Then shift your, without taking the index finger, just shifting by the thumb. From the index finger, you have to just shifting it to the thumb. Then don't take it, just keep it. Then you retract with the 2 fingers, the lip and the cheek to be retracted. Taking the first premolar into consideration, along the long axis and parallel to the first premolar, upper first premolar, just go straight. Your thumb is still bigger, okay? The reason is, for any anatomical variation, you can guide the needle towards the thumb. For example, the premolar is more posterior present. From posterior region you can come here, or more anterior present. From the anterior, if it is anterior present, if you go straight, the tip of the needle will be somewhere far, the foramen will be here. So if you keep your finger, you can somewhat blindly have a mind map and guide it under the thumb. So you will give a correct block. If it is 25 millimeters needle and if the patient is thin, you can
You
feel
feel
the
the syringe.
needle, not the
Needle,
syringe,
yes.
syringe
Syringe
under
again,
your
needle.
thumb. Is it clear? That only you have to keep. And another reason why you have to keep your thumb is just to prevent accidental piercing of the globe, orbital or globe of the eye. Is it clear till now? Right. Nasopalatine. Okay.
That's okay.
Fine. For nasopalatine nerve block, just adjacent to the papilla, incisive papilla. Don't go through the papilla. Adjacent to the papilla, lateral to the papilla, you just pierce the needle. Try to redirect the needle so that it will go into the canal. Aspirate and give. If you give one injection, it will anesthetize both the nerves, right and the left nerve. So both the right and the left part of the anterior segment will be anesthetized on the palpal surface. Is it clear? For the posterior superior alveolar nerve block, greater palatine nerve block,
Between 7 and 8.
between the 7 and 8, you just give from the opposite direction. Right? If you are able to see a small depression, just 1 millimeter before that. If you are not able to see, no problem. Just between second and third molar, from the pregingival margin, 5 to 8 millimeters, you just penetrate, aspirate and give. Aspiration is necessary. Even if you do infiltration, try to aspirate as a beginner. Okay, for routine practice. Any doubt in upper? In upper, in maxilla, any doubt? Injection techniques, anatomy, anything? Fine. For lower, we have only 2 segments, only anterior and posterior. The premolars are combined with the posteriors because the mental nerve, it divides into anterior and posterior because the greater variation in nerve supply. Fine. I am not going to talk much about the nerve supply. The inferior alveolar nerve block, First you have to keep the index finger in the depth of the sulcus in relation to the first molar. Just go posteriorly, your finger will slowly slide upward and backward. So this sliding is on the thick ridge of bone. This is called external oblique ridge. Then your finger will reach into the deepest part of a curvature, that is called the coronoid notch. Then after reaching the coronoid notch, tilt or rotate your finger towards the tongue or medially. Then keep it. Draw an imaginary horizontal line posteriorly from the tip of the finger. Exam is there? Yes. And this horizontal line from the tip of the from the deepest part of the coronoid notch to the deepest part of the pterygomandibular raphe, you just take the junction between the anterior 2/3 and posterior 1/3. So at this junction, you just draw a vertical line. Insert it from the opposite direction. While you insert, the barrel of the syringe should rest or lie between the two premolars, first and the second premolar. It should not be above. It should be exactly like. Is it clear? It's better to rest. It's better to rest. Better to rest. Okay. The reason is you will have some support. You will have some support, and you will not miss. Is it clear till now? Aspirate and give. Then remove the needle half. Let half of the needle be inside. We are going to use only long needle, not short needle. Then for inferior alveolar nerve block, 2/3. For lingual nerve, half. Fine. Then after half is withdrawn, aspirate. Then you give a block. This is for lingual nerve block. Either from the opposite side or from the same side. Nothing wrong. From the opposite side you are going, giving inferior alveolar nerve block. Half of the needle is removed outside. From the opposite direction you can give, or tilt it to the same direction and you can give. Either this way or this way. But for inferior alveolar nerve block, from opposite side. Lingual nerve block, okay? Lingual nerve block alone from same side or opposite side.
It's both good if they are right.
Both are right. Both are right. Okay? You follow only one technique. Either what Dr. Mokhtar has taught you.
Give in same injection.
Direction.
Give. Follow that. Okay? Don't confuse. Okay? Just telling the variations. Don't confuse. What Dr. Mokhtar has said, you just continue that. Then remove whole of the syringe out, needle. Okay? Then retract with the mouth mirror. Don't use your finger. Take a mouth mirror. Retract the buccal vestibule, cheek. Just disto buccal to the 3rd molar, the depth of the vestibule. Just give. Once you insert on the buccal side, hardly few millimeters, 1 or 2 millimeters, you will reach the bone. Okay, don't worry. Aspirate and give.
It's for long buccal.
Long buccal. This is for long buccal. Is it clear? So only these 3 buccal completes a inferior alveolar nerve block. Okay, when inferior alveolar nerve block comes as a question or MCQ or Viva, these 3 block completes the inferior alveolar nerve block. Is it clear? It's just not alone the inferior alveolar nerve. Inferior alveolar nerve, lingual and long buccal. Is it clear till now? And the mental nerve block. The mental nerve is present between the 2 premolars. Pardon?
Premolar.
Cannot understand.
Continuous.
Collateral. There will always be that. Collateral nerves will always be there. Pardon?
الكولاترال ثاني.
Collateral اسم النيرف continuous.
First premolar.
second premolar.
The 5 tooth. It's what's
Second premolar?
no.
Doctor,
Second or first premolar.
Dr. Mokhtar says sometimes the secondary molar have fibers from nerve called cutaneous-keloid.
Cutaneous-keloid. That I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Please ask me. Because most of the things which he has said, we have here only. 45 degree and 5 millimeters. All these we are coming after coming here only. We are so if any doubt you what is from the Malamed we are teaching. Okay. If any doubt from Malamed you ask me. Okay. Because most of the times I promise students that I will ask Dr. Mokhtar. Whenever I go, he is not there. He is very busy. So I'm not able to call it. So better you directly ask him. Is it clear? So mental nerve block between the two premolars, the apical region, that is the depth of the vestibule, you just go either parallel or from the canine region you just go angulated region, angulatedly. Okay, this or that. There are variations. Okay, but what Dr. Mukhtar has said, you just follow. Okay, then you follow that. There are few variations. You just keep in mind variations, but don't follow that. What Dr. Mukhtar has said, you follow, because he is going to come for exam. If you're telling anything away from what he has said, then you will be in trouble. Okay, so better what he told, you just follow. It's easy because he is more experienced. He knows what is easy for the student. Is it clear? So you just follow it. And infiltration just parallel to the long axis of the tooth in the depth of the vestibule. Is it clear? And lingual infiltration, the floor of the mucosa is horizontal like this. After some time it just curves. At that junction you can clearly see a line. Clear cut line will be there along the arch. That is the mucolingual junction. You just insert. Mucolingual fold. Just insert. Hardly 2 or 3 millimeters insert. You can give. You can give. The reason either there or above. The reason why I usually don't follow is most of the patients you cannot differentiate that because the height of the mandible will be small. So in those patients you cannot find. If you go height, you will reach the attached gingiva immediately. So usually I suggest only the mucolingual fold. If Dr. Mukhtar asks you to give 2 millimeters above, you just give. Okay? You just follow what he has said. And any doubt till now? Any doubt till now? Fine. If you want to practice injection, you can.
Yes. We hope that.
Okay. You just get
Ideally.
you want to practice nerve block?
بكره.
No, tomorrow. If it's good today, infiltration, tomorrow we'll